Oh, oh, hello. Yeah, audio. Add. I have to go into the audio settings. So fix it. I may have some things a little bit goofy. I installed a new hard drive, so I decided to move my farming simulator game to the new hard drive. The new drive is faster. It's a SATA solid state drive. Uh, and the drive that I had it on before was a hybrid drive. So if anyone knows the difference between drives, are probably. I just got a speed update on my hard drive. One of them. I still have the other drive in my system. I guess it'll probably mainly become storage. You'll have settings. I have to go to the main, don't I? Dang it. So should speed things up. I've noticed that I get downloads from Steam a lot faster now. So I think my main issue has always been not necessarily the fact that I can download content fast. That was never the problem. It's just the read write speeds of uninstalling and unpacking and installing onto the drive itself. So, which became a problem. Hit save. So I may have some goofy things happen. Also, I moved where I think I reinstalled Dune onto the other drive too. So, and as you guys know, I enjoy Starfield as well. So what ended up happening is I have uh, 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 a SATA NM. Ugh, I'm gonna butcher it because it's not really. Let me look it up. Like uh, NVMe drive, what I have. But when I bought the system, I didn't really prioritize data drives because data drives were ridiculous. Or sorry, solid state drives. I didn't prioritize it in the beginning um, because at the time solid state drives were brand new, not completely new. I think it was like I have like probably a third generation of the tech, maybe. I can't remember. Anyways, at the time there it was basically a lot of people were still focused on use, you know, data mechanical drives at the time. Um and then there was the controversy and concerns over running a disk defrag on them. Are they good and all this stuff, right? But now, as we see, more and more people are moving towards them, right? And they're coming. At the time, they were smaller capacity too, so I was weighing out costs, So I ended up getting a smaller one, which is 500 gigabytes, and as you know, Windows takes up a chunk of it, so you could probably fit maybe one or two additional games on them. And usually the main games that depend on the space or the use of those drives are ridiculously large, right? Like Starfield is like about 120 gigabytes on its own, so it basically ramps up, right? Um, so I thought, well, better just go ahead and get uh, a faster drive. Would fix a lot of my problems, make my system run a little smoother, and all that stuff. I added an additional upgrade to need audio. Never really play with the audio. Music is all. I don't. I guess you can't really specify. It's not really controlled from. I don't play with the audio settings for the game. I can't really set it and forget it. Just so, anyways, that's what I did. I got a new drive in place. It's a SATA solid state drive, which should allow for installs to go a little quicker. Will probably help a little bit with game loading to a degree. Wonder if I have to unplug this. Let's I'm gonna close out Wave. It the game, that is. Wonder if I'm gonna have to re-add the category, maybe. Uh, But it's open. That's the thing. Lying to me. You settings. Sometimes it helps to install in the past. Just try thing. Channel. Still says unavailable. You're lying. Mm. Sorry, life. Okay, I'll just do a quick reinstall. It's sort of working the mixer. Because my microphone is going through and people can hear that, but it's not picking up the game, which tells me that it's probably going to have some issues with other applications and things like that. So I will go ahead and install Mixer. Down. It wants my email. So fine. I've probably put my address into this. I don't know how many times. uh all right, it's downloaded. Let's go ahead and see if I can recall it. A few moments. And my game can continue to load in the background. Oh. The other thing too is I've got like an NVIDIA up. Because I can't even hear the game audio either. So that's the other thing. At the moment, only the microphone. Put it under another subcategory. No, there's one that says Giants Engine. Didn't even that up. Maybe they changed something to use that because Giants did install the new pack, right? See, it's registering Giants Engine. So I won't know if it'll. I selected Giants Engine, threw that in there. I won't know until I actually load the game. It's ready now. Oh, I'm hearing audio. And it's coming through. It's coming through the stream. Okay, so Giants has changed something. Most people won't know because I did watch DJ Goham talk about the fact that there was some fixes that were sent out, but there was no log or any specific details shared with the fixes update for Farming Simulator. So it's more focused on the Giants engine now. So if you use a mixer on your computer, like I do, just keep that in mind. Anyone that uses a mixer probably knows that you need to select the individual applications and then you dump them into different audio channels, stuff like that. If you live stream in OBS, there's mixers in there too, so that if you're having problems getting audio to work within OBS or even any other streaming software, potentially you might be selecting the other thing, the wrong application, because traditionally you could just select Farming Simulator 25 from the list, throw it in, and it would be perfectly fine. But it looks like it's run. They've somehow changed it now that everything's running through the Giants engine, so it's no longer showing up as Farming Simulator 25. You know it's there though because it says Giants engine and it has the logo. Anyways, I digress. Okay, but probably just so it wasn't. I didn't have to reinstall the Giants thing. You know, I choose the worst time to make any major system changes on my computer, because most of the time, I usually blame whatever I have done, and sometimes I am at fault, but not always. But then at some point, you know, I always focus on, well, I must have did something wrong. Either I moved the game to the wrong directory or the directory's messed up. Maybe there's a USB problem because when you put a new hard drive in, you have to disconnect everything, right? And you're like, well, did I trigger something because I got something in the wrong USB port, which I have experienced in the past, by the way. Anyways, you go insane and you always focus on that, right? And you doubt yourself. And then eventually you find out you end up updating the game and it could be just the game. The developers have changed something, right? You put too much faith in the developers. Right? And then it drives you insane in the end. Yeah. I shouldn't have done the install last night. I should. Was it last night or was it the day before? No, it was last night. Yeah. I should have known better. I've done it. Because Tuesday for everything, right? Everything. And Wednesday too. Wednesday and Tuesday are probably the worst days to install any new hardware or do anything of your own free will of changing things, because Every game usually receives an update. You get Windows updates, you get drivers updates, because I just told you guys I just found out that I have a NVIDIA driver update to do. So yeah, it's crazy. So then you doubt your own work, is what I'm trying to say. All right. Anyway, at least now I know what the heck went wrong. It wasn't me. I did have I didn't have any issues with the drive install, which was good. My wiring was a little bit tight, I think. I put it in there. I did not do all of the cable management, so there's a lot of. I was like, oh gosh, this is a huge nest, and it's all tight. So I had to take some time to figure out how the cable management was, because it was done well. It was well done. But you don't want to undo the wrong zip tie here or there, or else everything comes out, right? I also have a mid-sized tower, so it's not a micro tower or anything, but it's not like a super large tower. So with mid-sized towers usually, and especially if you have a lot of cables, right, it can be a bit tight how it's laid out. What I'm gonna say, why is that sticking? So I bought also a drive. Is it drive cage? I'm horrible when it comes to explaining, but anyways, it's yeah, I think a drive cage is what it is. Basically you put the drive into it, and then you go ahead and you screw it into that, and then you put it into your system. I really didn't have any intention of using it, but I bought it just in case. I didn't use it, by the way. The only thing I did use out of it is the screws. Which is crazy. Which was good, because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have to use this, because my my case already has drive cages in it. But then I thought, yeah, I better go ahead and grab that just in case. So I did. I ordered it, and then I ended up just using the screws, because the drive didn't have any screws with it. All right, fine. And I had to buy cables too. I thought, well, you would think you would get a cable with it, but nope, no cables. So I was smart enough to buy cables too. So a SATA 3 cable. Grab that, and it's all good. So go figure. Oh gosh. So I ended up buying extra stuff. Well, and I thought it's better to be prepared, right? Is sort of what it was going through my mind. Don't cheap out, or else you're going to be delaying your install a few more days while you order in those components you need. So, and you know what? Even if it is extra stuff, you just, sort of put it into a storage box. I have a storage box where I put like old cables and all sorts of things, right? So that if something does go wrong, I have a bit of a backup for my PC. I even keep my old video cards too. So if I upgrade, right, I have an older video card on hand. It may not work as well as my current one. Fine. I also have a set of rules too. Like if I get a complete system build, I keep the old system. as a backup system, right? Um, just in case, right? That way, you know, I can go ahead and dust it off, take it out, hook up the wires, and do what I need to do, right? Especially if you want to research on on the internet, right? I mean, I do have a cell phone. I can do it that way too, but I really don't like getting a crank neck looking over a cell phone screen while I'm trying to research an issue, right? If you have a boot problem or something like that, and you get errors popping up, and you're like, ah, God, I just want to look at a bloody screen. Come on, right? That's large and be comfortable because the situation is frustrating as it is, right? I think we've all been there. So I'll just dust off the old PC and hook up the wires and stuff, right? And away you go. I can go sit comfortable while I cool down. Sometimes when a PC problem happens, I get fuming mad. I get really angry and cranky, right? Um, but yeah, I think that's full. So that's what I do. All right. Looks like it's loaded up. All right. Looks like everything's working. Also, because I disconnected my wires and everything like that, I wasn't sure whether my joysticks were going to work or my USB devices were going to work. Like my head tracker's working, my joysticks, well, you can see work because I just did what I did. And right now my steering column is working, my brake pedals and the acceleration is working, my mouse works, my keyboard works, and my microphone works. Right? And all of the bare essentials, everything is working. So surprisingly, I'm not usually that lucky, to tell you the truth. I go insane. And I don't do, so usually when I do these upgrades and updates and stuff, it takes me a bit of time to, you know, go through the motions because it's not something that I do every day. Also, I'm not really an individual that goes out and buys the latest computer system, right? Um, I did, crazy enough, I did have a coworker. I don't know. I think it was just ego, but he would always buy the most expensive card that when it comes out. And me and my other friend, we were like, I don't know, we secretly made fun of him. It's like, you spent like nearly $4,000 on your video graphics card, right? Right? I think it was like, I don't know, back in the day, was it like a Titan series or something like that, right? And I don't know, I think and there were special edition cards too. Just ridiculously, it's not I mean, the hardware is great in there and everything like that. But it was like a special edition card where there's either, you know, a special gaming logo on it, or it looks like it's got gold platinum on the outside of it and all of that. Um, I can't remember if it was, you know, I don't know, some special edition, Titan edition or something like that. Anyways, we were like, this is a waste of money. Literally. You could have bought a whole entire computer system for that amount of money. Come on, right? And he did this all the time. All the time. As soon as the latest, most expensive card came out, bam, right? He'd go ahead and he would buy it. So he was swapping out video cards probably like sometime, well, I think there was one time he did it every year. And then eventually he went down to like every 2 years, where he was ending up swapping them. So I was like, that's crazy, right? Mind you, I think he did have a bit of a strategy, though. Um, so you know how you get those guys that basically lease their vehicle? They just swap it out and they get like it's like a down payment for your next lease, right? So I think he went down that angle. So what he would do is he would buy the newest card, right? And it would be the greatest thing on earth, right? Which it is. I mean, it's like crazy, right? It's like magical. It's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, and you got like the greatest video card on earth, right? But now, if you're a bit thrifty, and I'm a bit of a thrifty individual, you gotta be like, oh, I could buy so many other things for that, right? But mind you, the video card that he takes out of there still has reasonable value. So he would go ahead and like sell it on Reddit or something like that. Or not Reddit. That other well, probably Facebook Marketplace is one place, and there's another one. I can't remember what it was. And mind you, we never really asked, well, how much are you getting for those cards, right? So if he's getting like half the price of his new Platinum Edition card, right? Or maybe even more than that, right? Because it is a special edition card that he's always getting. Someone might pay a pretty hefty premium for it. So we never really asked him what he was getting for the sale of his old card. So maybe he was on to something, and we thought all this time he was a fool. I'm thinking on it now, so after the fact. But anyways, it was his thing. He liked doing it. He enjoys it, right? So it's like, no, it's his money, right? If he wants to do that, that's his choice, right? So, and even though he was doing that, it wasn't, that he was a stupid person or anything like that. He just did it because he enjoyed it, right? It's not like he was like thinking, oh, well, I got to have this great and amazing card, right? He knew that, he could probably get a cheaper card to do what he wanted to do. So he just enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, well, doing what you're doing, right? So, because we never debated with him saying, hey, this is, you could get probably the same functionality at a cheaper price, right? We never felt we had to have that debate with him because we knew he was a smart person. So, right, he knew what he was doing. And we came to the conclusion that, well, I just feel like dumping my money in there, right? Okay. Me and my other friends still privately laughed and joked over it. It's like, dude, we could buy like 3 computers for that price. Right? So our thought process was different than his, right? But the main thing is he enjoyed what he was doing, and he didn't think otherwise. So it's like, well, it's his money, he's enjoying it, right? So it's what it is what it is. But anyways, I had a point about this and I forgot what it was because I have a tendency to go on to different tangents. But oh yes, that's right. I was talking about. So I don't usually do major swap outs all the time, and I usually let my systems last for quite some time. I think my last upgrade was probably my video graphics card. So, and that was about it. Everything else runs soundly in it, The other thing is I do get, when I buy a new system, right? For one thing, I don't assemble myself. I usually get a warranty and a build on it as long as the warranty build is reasonably priced, and good to go, right? And then all that I do is I just upgrade it myself, right? The initial build, why I do that is because if there is something that is wrong with the system, right? I'm not spending a lot of time having to go through every little piece to try to figure it out and go through the RMA process myself. I can just hand it over to the company and say, look, I'm under warranty. There's something wrong with it. And then I list off all of the steps that I have done with the PC myself, to which I usually do within the bounds of the warranty, because they say you can't go and this, blah, 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 right? And then I say, this is what's happening. Just fix it. And then there you go, right? I got better things to do than making it an entire, 2-week project, right? Um, Granted, if the warranty thing is like, you know, reasonably priced, right? Uh, and I have had that in the past, not a problem. I think I even had warranties that would cover me for 2 years for like $50 at one point, and I could just take it into the shop and say, "Hey, here you go." Um, Whether I will get that again, I don't know, because I've kind of noticed that most small shops no longer run anymore, because it's harder for them to stay in business when competing with, you know, Amazon, right? You see less and less computer shops these days, and pop computer shops, right? Um, Simply because, it's true that they can't, you know, they buy their parts off of Amazon, right? Because Amazon, they get priority, and they have contracts with, what do you call it? The manufacturers, right? They can go in there and they can say, look, you know who we are. We know you can make a lot of money for you, right? And we can make it a lot easier for you too, right? So all of those selling points, right, make the manufacturer say, well, yeah, we should probably prioritize that with Amazon. So then what ends up happening, Amazon buys all the stock from the manufacturer, and then the smaller guys, they don't have an opportunity to get in that market. So they're forced to use Amazon as a supplier. And as you all know, everything gets shoved down to the consumer, right? And that's sort of how it works. Same with Walmart, I guess, to a degree, but I think Amazon probably is a little bit better. But that's just sort of how it works. The only way to get around that is, like, unless you have a unique product, right? And there are some computer companies out there that are like that, right? Like, I think Falcon PCs, right? Where they do the full build and they have a set of model, right? But even them, they are a little bit overpriced, but they find other ways to make it look like a premium service, right? Their expertise is in cable management, right? Or customized cases, stuff like that, right? So a way to show that their product is different, right? Sort of how. So then they build brand loyalty that way. How I think they look at it. Here. I'm gonna have to push those forward, I think. So, if you're just tuning into my live stream today, you're probably wondering why is all this sand here? Might want to check out my previous live stream to get a good idea. So I use the new terraforming function, and I just terraformed all of this out of here. I still have to do it on this side. My olive groves are going into here. And so I built a ramp here. Not able to see it here, but you can probably see the angle. Goes down. So I started off with a trench. Was this part here. And I ramped down with my trench build. I went all the way across. And then I ramped up. All using Terraform. And then what I did next is that I ended up basically creating another Terraform area map for the entire area. And kind of like penciling out the ramp because I don't want to cut into the ramp, right? So eventually all of this will get pulled out here, but I'm going to have to truck all this sand out though. Yeah. Crazy, to say the least. So I was going to live stream earlier. Unfortunately, I had a big headache. I wasn't feeling that great. So I decided, well, I was almost going to say, well, I'm not going to live stream. But here I am, starting late, quite a bit late. Push this here. We're going to look at the Vrito pack too today. I'm not going to go too intense into it, but I will probably be buying a couple of pieces of equipment from it. Mainly the slurry tanker, I think. And I'll be selling probably my slurry, Fleagle slurry barrel. And also I need to check out my field because apparently the field is going to get damaged or something. I don't know if it's already damaged or will get damaged or that all works. So we will look. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to continue to try to work on getting these logs out of here and some of the sand gone too. So that I've got till March because I can plant my olive grove in March. And that's pretty much the plan, I guess. I don't know what else to say on the matter. So, yeah. What else? I'm trying to think here. I'm going to try to get Bauer Logistics running a little bit too. It's a building that I bought on the map a while ago, but I never really did anything with it because I didn't quite understand how it's supposed to work. It's a distribution logistics center on the map, basically a big giant storage, but it has the ability to distribute things to productions. And I sort of knew that it could do that, but I wasn't sure how it would do it or how to go about it, that sort of thing. So what I did was Billy Alpaca. I've mentioned him on my live streams in the past. He's a UK guy that's, very much active in TV maps and stuff. Very smart guy. Um, so I dug out one of his old streams, and because he did have a video that explains some of it, right? And I watched it to get a better idea. So I'm gonna try to get that running at some point. Maybe not on this live stream, but maybe down the road. So it's sort of like a little bit of foresight in my mind of what I'm going to do. And try to play with it. I watched his video on update 8. And I think we've got like 13 updates on it. So I don't, if things might be changed since then, I don't know. But anything to do with this map, he's like my go-to guy pretty much. Either that or Dashnet. But I haven't really seen Dashnet too much live streaming as of late. So I usually go to Billy Alpaca quite a bit. He's a nice guy. He's answered all my questions and stuff like that. Also, he knows I live stream the map on YouTube, right? So me doing what I do probably helps give the YouTube community some visibility on this this stuff that they do, because most of them are on Twitch, by the way, that play this map or have had any, you know, insight in the development of the map and stuff, right? So if I have a question or something, because there's a lot of complexity, right? So most of the time I try to figure things out on my own, right? And then if I have an inkling feeling that I could be doing troubleshooting for nothing, right? Because it's just a limitation of the map, I'll usually message him and say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with, like especially with the Straw Harvest DLC, right? I tried all sorts of things, right? And I noticed some issues with it, right? And I was getting to the point where I was going to start getting into editing XMLs and all of that stuff and digging and deep diving into the whole file structure and mods and stuff like that. And there's a lot of mods, right? And it's like, and I thought about it, right? And I was like, I wonder if it's feeling like it's a limitation of the map, right? Like it just will not work, right? Basically what it was I couldn't dump to ground the pallet, right? And that was the issue. There was other functionality that would work with the Straw Harvest DLC, but for the love of me, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't dump the ground. And I thought, well, maybe the Straw Harvest DLC is broken or something, right? So I did all sorts of test maps. I spent probably maybe 5 hours trying to figure it all out, right? Without going into the XMLs and all of that stuff, and which is not really fun. It's makes your eyes go cross-eyed having to look through all that crap, and it's just not fun. Nobody wants to go into XML, but if you have to, you have to, right? But time and time again, I kept on saying, I wonder if it's a limitation of the map, right? It's gotta be, right? And I was about to go into doing it, and I said, you know what? I don't like bugging people, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna message him and say, look, does this actually work, right? And I was like, you know, pointing it out to him, everything that I did and all of that. And I said, I'm at the point where I'm going to go into the XML, right? But I want to save myself a lot of time and grief if this is just something that can't, you know, is just a limitation app, right? And sure enough, within a couple of hours, I got a response from him. Like, yes, it's a limitation on the map simply because we have so many fill types on the map, so it just cannot support anymore. So, okay, well that makes sense. So, and there's a lot of fill types on this map. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm like, well, that makes sense, and it's kind of true. I've seen other comments from other map developers discussing limitations of fill types and stuff like that. As sort of does it for me. So I appreciate that he was able to answer my question. So in quite a fast way too, because I was expecting a response maybe within a day or something like that, because our times don't match up. He lives in the UK. I live on the west coast of North America. I was like, oh, I'm probably not going to hear from him till probably tomorrow or something like that was going fine due to time zone. But nope, within about 2 hours, bam, had a response. So, like, cool. So if he had a customer service survey, I'd probably give him like 10 out of 10. I was like, here you go. All right. The best that I can do for him is give my Prime membership subscription. So, because he live streams on Twitch, right? So, and I'm subscribed to Amazon. So, when you are a Prime member, what happens is you get a free sub, right? So, which means that because I pay that, Twitch gives me the ability to give a little bit of money for free over to a Twitch person, right? A person who live streams on Twitch. So I send them a Prime sub is what they call it, right? So, which is something that YouTube should consider doing, because you know what? There are people on YouTube who pay the premium plan on YouTube, right? So maybe they should give premium members the ability to gift a sub that's just part of the subscription package that they pay, right? I think that would be a good idea, right? So they watch a content creator, right, that they like, and they say, man, that Kiram gaming guy, I like him a lot, and I pay for premium YouTube. I'm going to use my premium YouTube sub thing, whatever. Right? Send a little bit of love to him. But yeah, I make it a note to always get on to Twitch at least once a month and gift a sub off that one sub, because it's money in their pocket, right? That's how I usually do it. So YouTube should do the same thing. And it's pretty much the same too, because yeah, on YouTube you can watch movies as well. They've got a music service, so they're no different than Twitch really, with regards to that, except the fact that they don't provide that option, right? To their premium membership subscription guide service. So YouTube, you should do that. And also I would like to see, like, you can get drops, Twitch drops too, over there on Twitch, right? That's another reason why I go over there too. So as you guys know, I like World of Warcraft, Where Winds Meet. What else? Dune. They have Twitch drops over there, so go ahead and just watch a couple of hours of Twitch streams of the specific game, right? Mind you, Giants does not have any drop options, so that would be kind of cool. But I don't know if they can really do that in this ecosystem. And I don't think the farming simulator community would really support it, because I think the only thing that they could do is you know, say, well, we're going to have a mod release that's exclusive for Twitch, right? And I think some people in the Giants community might have a problem with that, right? And then you've got the modders, right? You've got people that mod things, right? So that I don't know if it would work, right? Because you have a very strong community mod system set up too. So I'm not sure if it would be the right ecosystem. Dune Awakening ran into that problem a little bit. Not that they have modders, there's no mods on there. But they did have people get upset saying, well, now I can't get this and I can't get this base design and stuff like that. So they're fixed for that, because they did get people upset about it. Was that they said, well, what we're going to do is we want to support the Twitch streamers. But we do recognize that once the Twitch stream is not available, you cannot get that. It's gone. So what their solution was, we will delay the release of it in game, right, by 6 months. So in 6 months after a Twitch drop happens, you can go in game and actually somehow acquire it, right? That's sort of how it works in Doom. So I suppose Giants could implement such an idea, I suppose. But like I said, most of it is driven with Giants is the mods. So it just might not be worth Giants' time to set up such a program, right? Because you know, there's a lot of people that mod things, right? That are probably in some cases even better than what Giants releases. I don't know. Anyways, you guys probably understand my logic of what I'm trying to say on the matter. It just wouldn't be feasible because Giants doesn't have their game locked up in the same way as some other studios with their game, is what I'm probably saying. So it's a little bit more open, I think. Which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing because it drives the success of the game, right? Time and time again, we always say that the modding community is probably the backbone of the game. To tell you the truth. Probably, maybe I shouldn't say probably, most definitely. Right? But, you know, we all play other games, right? So, Farm Sim isn't the only thing. So, having YouTube create something like that, a drop program, something, I would support that as a content creator. Someone watches me do a certain game and there's a drop available. This gonna fill. Hello, Jody Beard. Welcome in. How are you today? I am actually doing a really good job at loading this How is things with you today? Hoping this is gonna look at those trees. I think that's good enough. I can't put any more trees on, I'm afraid. It's gonna be too much weight. Gonna do some damage. I'm feeling much better right now. Like I don't usually live stream at this time. What had happened is I usually live stream at like 6 my time. It's like almost 2 a.m. But I wasn't feeling good. Had a bit of a headache. But I'm feeling much better now. So I was like, well, I really want to get in here and live stream and try things out. So I'm feeling much better though. So thanks for asking. I don't know about that. Have to drop it in, I think. Truck over there. I might move that truck over here too. Play good. Good play. Oh, thank you very much. Is Jasper that new map that just recently came out? It's like a logging map, isn't it? Or something very scenic with a lot of mountains and stuff like that. Or am I thinking of it wrong? "4:56 a.m. where you're at." Oh, you're on the East Coast, I think. Right? Yeah, it must be. I'm on the West Coast. It's like... Oh, actually, wait. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. here. Up here. I usually live stream at 6 p.m. But not today. I'm just gonna throw this back in the pile. But yeah, I did watch, if it's the one that I'm thinking of. It looked like an interesting map. A logging map. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That caught my eye. I thought that looked like a really beautiful map. I caught a tutorial or a review video on it on YouTube. It's very impressive. They did a really good job on it. I'm hoping that maybe we might see the logging league come back because that was a great way to see some of these great maps. Maps just keep on getting beautiful and more beautiful all the time. Georgia. Oh, I'm gonna... Give me a sec. I need to go look that up because I don't really... I don't memorize where all the 50 states are. There's certain ones that I know. No, wait, that's a country, isn't it? Or is it the state? No, it's a state too. Yeah, it's on East Coast. And it's by South Carolina. And I think north of Florida. And you're right beside Alabama and Tennessee. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that would be an Eastern time zone. You're probably the first Georgian that I've talked to. To tell you the truth. I get people from Texas a lot. I also get people from California, Minnesota, probably a few other places, but never from Georgia. No, I hear you there. And they have to have like trees on them. It's got to be mountain um to catch my eye. State of Georgia near Alabama. Okay, good. Yeah. Makes sense. And it's an eastern state. I did not know that. Because you're bordered on the Atlantic Ocean, which I noticed. What's the weather like there? Like, do you guys like you're pretty you're well, I think Georgia's like in the middle. So I'm guessing northern Georgia gets snow and then southern Georgia probably is a little drier. I don't know. Am I right on that? It's a pretty big state, I noticed. See if I can swing this on. Oh, you know what? This is probably going to be a disaster. The front bunk is the worst one to fill. I don't like filling the front bunk. Okay, I'm going to have to do this a little bit different. Oh, goes that. Through the air. So I don't know if you get like cold fronts that go down all the way through the state or not. I suppose it could. I know the East Coast always gets hammered. With snow and coldness. Grab this here. I've been playing a lot of FS22 here lately. I haven't played 22 for a good long while. But I have seen people still playing it. I have actually one friend that still plays it too. Kenshin. And there are people that still build stuff for 22. Which is interesting and really cool. Hitting the crane. It's too big. Too big. I live in a small town in Georgia, Cedar Town. A lot of storms sometimes. Oh. Is it like, well, if it's called Cedar Town, I'm guessing you've got like a lot of beautiful cedars in your area? Cold fronts in Georgia. Okay, so it can be a bit of a mix of different weather. Myself, I'm in Chilliwack, British Columbia. Uh, you probably might like it here. But I would probably say get a time machine and go back in time. And the reason why I say that, especially if you like the small town area, and I respect that because I prefer smaller towns or smaller cities. We used to be an army-based town, but then everything just started growing, so it became a much larger town. Like I think we were a town of I think I'm gonna say probably around 12,000 when my family first moved here. And then it grew, so now we're like up to about 100,000 people. So I don't know. I kind of like the quietness more. But other than that, we have like a lot of mountains and scenery and outdoor stuff that you can do, which is nice. Um, we're like slap dab in the middle of city, or sorry, in the middle of a kind of a valley. Sorry, just dumped in. I think that went very well. I don't like filling the front bunk on this thing. A lot of cedars, and it's kind of like, uh, see, I would enjoy that, especially with cedar trees. They have a nice smell to them, and they're very green, and they stay green all year round, right? For the most part. I think probably their needles probably go maybe a little darker during the winter months, but it's, I don't know, just more pleasant to look at. It's more peaceful and more serene all year round, whereas as opposed to like something like a maple tree or something, because during the winter when it gets cold, all the leaves go away, right? And then you're like looking at a couple of twigs just standing up. Yeah. No, I understand the appeal there. It just, things seem, I don't know, in a small town, peaceful. Things kind of feel like they slow down. They don't feel so rushed or fast, right? You get the opportunity to sort of enjoy things and the moment more. Whereas with cities, you just don't get that with a city. 10,000. Yeah, that's about the what the population used to be in Chilliwack ish. Maybe a little bit more, like probably maybe 15 to 20, something like that. It was smaller. Do they have agriculture around there too? Like farms? We have agriculture too. But we can't do wheat. It's just too wet. So we have like livestock and corn, grass, and mainly vineyards, I guess, or like orchards, that sort of thing. Simply because it gets too wet here, it's not dry enough for like wheat. I can grab this. I got a lot of logs. I put another one on there. We've got sheep. There's a lot of horses around too. That's also another thing. You said you're on FS22. Do you play on PC? Because there's actually a map of where I live, actually, for Farming Sim 22. Not on 25. You can download, it's a 4X map, so you do have to be on PC to play it. Dad passed away a year ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your dad. Okay. Yep. PlayStation 5. Oh. And you got cows and horse farms in there. Big thing to play on PC soon. Yep, definitely do that. You get more options. I thought about console a few times, but I was like, I just can do more on a PC, right? Just how it is. And computers are expensive initially, but if you're smart about it, like when did I buy this system? I think this system I bought in 2019, and I still have it. And I've made just a few upgrades to it. So I bought, let me see, a new hard drive just recently and a new video card. Other than that, it's still ticking. It still does what I need it to. It plays the games that I want to play. So I think this is good enough. I can't put any more on there. If I put any more on there, it's gonna have problems. All right. Go in here. I better strap this down because it's just gonna fall all over the place. Give me a sec. I'm just gonna get this here. There. This truck's purpose is to supply materials to this mill, or these two mills. Right. Okay, now we need to get some stuff to the paper mill. Go back in cap. Yeah, you can definitely download a lot more on PC too. I didn't even think about that because I think on console you're like restricted to the how much you can fit onto the hard drive of your PlayStation. And that goes the same for Xbox too. So why am I driving so slow? This is a lot of weight, that's why. Yeah, so I think you're making a good decision to move towards PC. Um, and it'll enhance your farming simulator experience more. And you can do a lot more. You can play a lot of different maps, including, add custom mods into it and everything like that. Yeah, you can't download anymore once you get to 100%. So I think console players, I will say, are fighting the good fight to try to get more like PC, but those console manufacturers, they keep on trying to hold back. I don't think they're doing the market any justice. Yeah, terraforming, that you'll have a blast with it. Trust me. I mean, I think it's phenomenal. I just like everything that I did back there, you probably saw all the sand, right? I'm just heading in this direction because I got to get rid of these logs, but all of it terraformed, literally. I just had to, jump into the excavator and just start digging. Did you see the start of my stream when I talked about what I did over there? Not sure if you caught that part or when you showed up. Because I can go over it again because I'm just amazed if you want me to. It's just like crazy. Sorry, this is a little loud. Here. I'm gonna get back in my truck and drive it back. But yeah, it's like you can put a swimming pool in, literally. Um, like I'll show you something, and I haven't played with it because I'm a little nervous because I don't really want to mess up this map. I'm gonna have to do it on a test map, but something that they added that I noticed in the menu, which is brand new with the release of Terraform's latest release, because he keeps on updating it and changing it and stuff. But right here, water plane, right? So it kind of leads me to believe that I can paint water in. Okay. I will show you what I did once I get over there. But anyways, you can put all the wonderful waterfalls in the game and the lakes and stuff. You could paint that in, I think. I haven't touched it or played with it because I don't want to ruin this map. So I'll probably like do it like on a non-playable map. But just think of it, right? I could make my own swimming pool. Farming simulator with an excavator. I mean, that just blows my mind. That's like crazy. So I'm going to show you what I did because it's interesting. gonna get over there. Back over to the work site. But yeah, I dug up an area. Like, I didn't really have to do it, I guess. I could have probably left it as it is. But I just thought, oh, what the heck, I can do it. But I'll show you. Just gonna park this like right here, I think. There. So I'll go like that. Better view. So this is all sand. I dug this all out. So this area, what it looked like was this. All this stuff here. And that was all on the other side. I'm playing on PV Canyon Crossing at the moment. It's a 4X map by Dashnet. It came out like last year, a month after the game had been released. So it's been out for quite a while. And it's PC only, by the way. So what I did was I created a trench with the survey tool, and I set all the dynamics of it with the lines, and it would force the excavator to dig the ramp out. And then I had another ramp that went up this way. Then I did another survey area, and I just basically surveyed this all out. And I dug this all out on this side. I still have to do it on this side because you can see the lines. So the top line is the ground level, and then that lighter orange color line is the depth of how far it's going to dig. But it's going to be very similar to the other side, which I think is kind of cool. So then after it's done, I'm going to put an orchard in here, olives. And I have to truck out all the sand. And then the other project that I have, and this is probably maybe another reason why you might want to be on PC. I built this railroad track. I have a mod where I can drive a train. So I have all this train. So this is permanent here. And I'm just basically building a railway, really, on this side. And I can stop. I can reverse. I can decouple. Go do that. And yes, you can get trucks with their actual name on it. That's another true thing. And then I've been digging this all out with Terraform. So I take the soil out, and then I've been backfilling this for my track, so I can give you a better idea. So you can see I've been using the dump truck to dump all this soil back here and extend this out so that the slope isn't so steep. And I can show you something else really cool that I've been... Also, these are all productions in the background here. Like, I have a steel factory, have a metal factory. This bridge I built. So this bridge was not here originally, and I built it. And I've got just to give you an idea of what I mean, over here I've got another bridge being built. And here's another production. So right here, so I put my construction materials in here. and then I'm starting to build this bridge. So it's not quite finished yet, but it's getting it. I thought you would love the train. It's good fun. It doesn't go very far yet, so I'm gonna emphasize a yet because I have a lot of work to do, as you can see. This is just too steep. I was gonna put rail tracks down here, but the train kept on falling off the track. So I'm forced to put a gradual slope all the way over here, spin it around, and head this way. So I've got a lot of work. I got to move a lot of topsoil, basically, and backfill this in. It's going to take me some time. But yeah, I can put down a crossing. I've got all sorts of trains too. I'll show you. I've got Kansas Southern in here. I've got Erie. Obviously, you would never get these on, like, even if they did put a train in on PlayStation, you know for a fact you would never get Erie. You would never get Kansas Southern, right? Or Santa Fe, or Southern Pacific, or Seaboard, right? It would be what? Lizard Train, wouldn't it? Even though it does say lizard there, but anyways, I digress. But I get all these different locomotives. What do we got? CBR. I mean, that's just crazy. And then this one is the one that I got on there now because I don't have a really big track yet. But I'm probably, when my track gets larger, I'm going to probably put one of these bigger trains on, or engines on. So I think it's going to be really cool. What else can I show? Oh yeah, the cars. Yeah, so I got like box cars, I've got flat cars, I've got livestock cars, I've got liquid cars, grain cars. I mean, that's just crazy. And these ones too, liquid storage tanks, logs, putting vehicles on, I guess. And this is for, I think, probably like wood products, like lumber that's already processed. Just like crazy. So eventually I'm going to get this long enough, and it's not really straight here. I have to fix the track. I did something wrong, but I'll do that a little later. I think once I usually like to try to get like the large part of the project done. So like, you know, get the major stuff down, and then I fix the small little details usually afterwards. But yeah, we're going to stretch out way over here. Going crazy. Oh, I should probably check my grass field because that patch came out. I don't know if my grass field is dying. I think. This was all trees in here, by the way. And over there was trees. And I cut all the trees in here. And then I terraformed it flat. And then I just planted grass in here. This barn was not here. The silage bunker wasn't there. The barn. I've got chickens here. Sheep and goats here. So I spend a lot of time on this map because there's just so much to do, right? Why would I play something else? This rate. Okay. And I have like water buffalo in here. I have some dairy cows and I've got water buffalo. Kinda happy. Wonder how much slurry I have. Probably. I think I gotta go on this side. I got 25,000 liters of slurry. If anything's name brand is Lizard on console. Yeah, I kind of thought that, um, which is kind of disappointing. The only opportunity you get to put anything else down is if by chance Giants has the brand name, I think. Cool. Too bad. Oh, production? Yeah. I would say just take it one step at a time. Like start off with one thing and then just sort of learn the basics of it. I think probably if you're like starting off with a game or a production, I usually start off with the flour mill is what I usually start off with. The reason why I say that one is that for one, it's generally inexpensive and it's not overly complicated for the most part. And it just has a select few of input, which is usually grain. It's great when on a new game save because most of the time with new maps on a new save is that you start off with like a grain crop like wheat, barley, or something like that. So it and then you already have the equipment to um to grab that, right? And then put it into the mill. And then at some point, once you get comfortable with understanding how that production works, then you can get a little fancier and you might move into like a bakery and start to make bread. And then you would start reading the other input items and start expanding your farm a little bit and then kind of go from there. Oil factory is also another good one, I think. But the issue with that one is that it's usually canola and sunflower seeds, and starting farms don't usually have that. If usually it's like a grain crop, unless you luck out with with canola or sunflower seeds on it. So, and usually when I start like a new game, right? And like even when I jump in, like I've played Farming Simulator 19, I played Farming Simulator 22, and now I'm up to 25. Even when I have the experience that I've played in those other games, I will always find myself going back to the basics. So like starting off simple, start off with the flour mills and then the base crops and then start working my way up, is how I do it. Yeah, they always start with wheat usually. And that's why I always tell people that are trying to learn production, start off with the flour mill, and figure that out. And generally, once you got that figured out, you'll kind of get the idea of what to look for in the production and how to optimize yourself for other productions. Generally, how I outline. Go into Rito pack. I'm buying myself a slurry tanker, I think. See, this one holds 19. Do I want a larger? This one holds like 32. This one holds 22. I think I'll go with the larger one. Just tank size. Oh yeah, that's the new inflator. Compact Pro, a newer spreader. I'll put it on design 3. Oh, you can do twin wheel. Oh, that's cool. Make the wheels. Don't think I want the Pro though. Maybe I do. I'm gonna go with the narrows because it's double narrow, so it should still support the weight. By that. And then I need to put some arms on it. What do we got for injectors? Oh, yeah. There's no problem with that. Lately I've been playing more realistic, but sometimes I go unrealistic, but not too far. So, I don't know. Sometimes I play unrealistic a little bit, like loading stuff, like pallets and stuff. Sometimes I'll use universal auto load to cheat. um, but for now, and then I do have some mods that have like unrealistic sizes to it. So I'm kind of semi careful unrealistic, I guess. That is how I like to play. This is a 6.7. This is an 18 meter. I want a 12 meter. Injectors are mounted on slurry tankers for propelling slurry tankers. They are used to inject slurry into the ground. Okay. That's a 9 meter. A 7 meter. So I think I want this one. That's the one that I need. I don't want anything too large because it's only for my grass field. Support wheel, sure. Buy. This is expensive. This is my new thing. Pretty large. Actually, very large. Alright. Let's just see how that unfolds. A lot of people don't like... You mean a lot of people don't like unrealistic? Or is there a lot of people that like unrealistic? Park that there. I have to move this thing out of the way. I'm gonna leave this right here. Does this have a hookup in the front? Nope. Oh, okay. straighten my wheel a bit here. Oops. There's some people who like unrealistic, and then there are some that don't. How do I fill this? To fill it from the start? Oh dear. Oh, I don't have that filled. There. Is it working? I think I have a problem. I can't fill it. Oh no! I can't be out of. Am I out? Can't be out. Give me a sec. Maybe I gotta drive in frontwards. I think I might need an update for this game, for this map. Be a problem. Yeah, I can't fill it. I can't be out, am I? Oh, I got 25,000 liters in. No. There's a problem. Sometimes it gets you upset. Why does it get you upset? I'm gonna park this over here. It doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't. What if I fill it up from the tanker? Can I do that? I think people should just play the way that they want to play. Is what I usually say. I don't think I can fill up from the tanker either. I have a problem. I do have some Surrey at my farm, though. Maybe I'll go try over there. I have a slurry tank outside. But yeah, people should just play the way they want to. When it comes to the game itself, that's why Giants has like on-off switches, right? So every feature that they put in, for the most part, you can turn off if you don't like it, or turn it on if you do. So, and it's a sandbox game, so people can choose how they want to go about it. Oh. I wouldn't let it get you angry, Jody. There's always going to be a negative Nancy out there. As the saying goes. Because there's all sorts of people who play the game way differently all the time. So, mind you, I could probably see more people being more critical if most of the people are like console players, right? I'm just trying to think of the dynamic of maybe of some of the people that you may interact with, because I do know that consoles are limited a little bit, so you're kind of forced to be a little bit realistic, right? But I think a lot of PC players won't be as critical. I mean, I think that there are probably maybe a few PC players that are critical, but I don't think it's as much in the PC player realm of things. Because most of us PC players will want more diversity in the game. So, and there's probably a lot of people who play unrealistically on PC too. They use a lot of different mods and everything like that. I just tell people to play the way they want to play. Oh, I can fill up here. So the cow barn is a problem. There's diesel in. Oh, that's the dump it. If I can fill up. Oh yeah, here's my out. I wonder if I have to hit X. Nope. I can't get this to hit the trigger for the life of me. It could be my map, though. I might need an update to the map. I spent a lot of money on something that I can't use. Oh, maybe I have to... Oh, I know. I probably have to unfold the slurry arm. I think I might be on to something. There's one more mechanic. I have to do this, I think. Nope. I'm still not getting anything turned on. Maybe I have to turn it on? There's a problem. Yeah, it's definitely a crazy world. I think this is... I think I'm out of luck with this. I can't get 30. I'm gonna admit defeat. I'm gonna drive it back to where I got it though, because it's supposed to be on that side. I probably need an update to this map. It's not really prepared to use the burrito pack, I don't think. So I will drive it back and we'll just call it, I guess, on this. Sad. I wanted it to work. Oh, I better move that weeder off of there. Give me a sec. I gotta move that. Because if my sugar cane starts growing... Does anyone... Do you wash your vehicles? I have to ask this question. Before I go and get myself into trouble. Uh, I have some people that get mad at me because I don't wash my vehicles. uh, they're not too harsh or anything, but I do have a few people that say, "You never wash your vehicles." Like, oh, come on, leave me alone. Gives it a little bit of a, we can't all have tractors that freshly came off the dealership lot. Come on now. Um, I usually let them sit for a bit and then I wash them down usually. I think it's usually like at the end of the planting season or the regular season. They usually wash the most. But yeah, I do have a few people that usually say, "Aha, you didn't wash your vehicle." But it's all good fun. I don't let it get to me or anything. Hey, we gotta drive this thing all the way back where I got it. And I will just have to research why it's not working because I can't get slurry into the tank. Maybe I have to look at the error logs or something like that. I don't know. This machine's a bit loud, I noticed. It doesn't have the audio that I had expected it to have. Not that it's a bad thing. Oh, I'm gonna bring it over to this farm and park it. I guess I can't use it right now. I imagine I'll have to wait till they have like a bug fix or something. Or it could be, like I said, the map. Go figure. What would be your favorite thing to do in Farm Sim? Because there's a lot of things you can do. Like you can harvest stuff. Some people like logging. Some people like, no, particular crops. Some people like horses. Some people like chicken. It sounds like you like productions or want to figure out productions. I like productions. I think productions are a great thing. They added to Farming Sim. Okay, we're gonna park that. I think we're pretty much... I don't know why it doesn't work, but I will probably research it later off stream. Not during the live stream, but off stream. For the most part. Go back up here. And I need to get back to loading my logging truck. Actually, I have one logging truck that I need to empty, which is... I think this one. Yeah. Do that. Oh, I love the sound of this truck. This is one of the new trucks that they put on the mod hub the other day. Or last week. Has a nice good gurgling engine. And the other thing I like about this truck is I have a big window, so I can look out the back. So I thank the modder. I don't know, I can't remember who made this mod, but they did a great job because I can actually, I have a big window in behind and like look out the back. This is probably one of my favorite trucks now. Log fell off. I'm going to replace probably some of my other trucks with this one because I have a few others that have like a long nose on them. So I'm a little bit selective with my trucks because I do enjoy playing cab. And the key thing is if I want to reverse, I need to have a large window in the back so that I can just turn my head and I can see the trailer, right? So now we'll go back to the logging area. I go this way. I don't know how I lost that log, but oh well. That up later. Gonna go in here. I've got just to load this up. It's getting to be dark. We're already moving into January. But at least most of this stuff will be cleaned up. Have to push this in. I'm moving it forward so it's a little bit closer to my truck. a lot of weight, though? A lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot. Uh, oh boy. Oh my. Ah, God. It's a dancing tree, I'm telling you. Or log, sorry. Dancing log. This way. I'm gonna push those ones too, I think. I think that's good enough. I can get the truck loaded a bit better now. Oops, what happened? Oh, I'm stuck in it. How'd that happen? Alright. Alright. Let's get the crane action going here. We'll get logs on the... Fill the rear bunk, I guess, first. Why not? A bit of a reflection. Speaking of unrealistic, something that you can even do too, which does take a bit of setup, is you can do like, as you know, you get into much larger maps on PC, but you can do like course play and auto drive, and you can like automate a lot of things. So you could like the hard part of it is you have to set up the network and everything like that. But once you do, you can pretty much like automate a lot of things, which some people would probably argue is a little too, I suppose, or unrealistic. It's debatable in the PC world or PC community. But like I always say, it all boils down to, hey, it's your game. You can play it the way you want to. For me, I'm like I said, I'm semi unrealistic, I guess. I think in 19 I was super unrealistic. Uh and then I switched to maybe a little bit more realism. Just a bit. And the reason for that is that I just got bored, right? I think going full on unrealistic in the beginning, I got to learn a lot of things, right? I cheated in a lot of money on my first night up, and I did all sorts of crazy things, I think, in 19. But then I needed a bit more of a challenge, so I started doing things like the realistic way. But not everybody starts that way. Some people just go completely, fully realistic right away instead of unrealistic. What I'm doing right now is probably pretty realistic. For me, I find it calming. So it's not really, because I'm trying to get through the game quicker. I just find it like maybe a little therapeutic. If that makes sense. It kind of numbs the mind a little bit. When my mind gets focused on something, it just sort of like forgets all of the frustration, right? Of whatever is frustrating. Because then my mind is so focused on what I'm doing right now. I just find it calming, to tell you the truth. Probably my blood pressure goes down. Therapeutic. Not to say that I can't get frustrated doing this, because I have had moments. I was like, oh, that log, it keeps on falling off. Why is it doing that? Right? But then I just laugh about it afterwards. And just like, what it is what it is. No point in getting super angry about it. These logs are way out of the way. I'm gonna have to push them forward too, I think. Nice, good load. Okay, which bunk am I filling? The front bunk, huh? Oh, crap. Oh, there goes my insurance. Gonna have to get it all painted. Didn't go very well. Did the log fall out where I can actually grab it? See, nope, that one's in there. It fell over in here to the front of the cab. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Do I have enough reach to grab all of this stuff over here? Sort of do. I'm just gonna pull these forward. Probably dump it into the... Oops. And I'm throwing logs everywhere. Should have went with my first instinct, which was just to drop them closer and re-grab them. Just my bad. I can grab that log right there, I think. Can I? Oh, I think I did. Scoop that on there. I might be able to get that other one. Maybe. Oh yeah, I should mention, if everyone's watching me, remember to like and subscribe. Also share the stream out if you can. That would be fantastic. I've had a bit of a lull lately. I'm not sure what caused it. But I don't think YouTube is pushing my stuff out as much. My live stream. I don't. Sometimes it happens with a YouTube channel. So I have moments where, I get a lot of like brand new viewers and then not so much. And then what kind of content they send out is like different sometimes, right? Like right now, I think my short videos are doing better than my live stream. So, and the interesting thing is it's the same content because I basically do short videos based on what I do in my live stream. So I kind of get puzzled. It's like, well, people do like what I'm doing in in the content that I'm because a version or a certain aspect of it is like, right? I came to that conclusion because, well, I do my short. Uh, I do get views on shorts, so which I enjoy doing. Because I'll like sometimes I'll have no viewers at all during the live stream. So like, well, then you're kind of like, well, do people hate me? Right? But then I just turn it into short content, right? And then I get views on my shorts. Like, oh, and it's the same thing, right? Like I could make a short video out of what I'm doing right now on this live stream. So then people can still stay up to date on some of the things that I do app, which is why I do the shorts. I thought about doing long form videos of it one day, but maybe I might make that a goal next week. But it means I have to set things up a little bit differently to do it. I used to do long form videos. They were time lapse videos, but maybe I might do um, might try some long form format just to see what happens. But I'm not sure if I'll do time lapse though. I don't know. Have to think about it. I've gotten into the habit of talking to myself a lot anyways during a live stream, so it's not like I'm short on that ability. It was awkward when I first got into live streaming, or even video production. Like my first long form videos were not, were all timeline videos, time lapse videos, which means that you don't really have a huge focus on conversation. I don't know. I'll have to think on it. Try something different. But processing a very long video can take a while though. And it does take a lot of space. Like I'm up to about what, 2 hours? Right? With a live stream, you can keep on going and going and going if you want. Within reason. I think probably usually it's recommended to stay under 12 hours. Most live streamers will usually focus on like an 8 hour allotment. Just to be on the safe side. Yeah, just push this down. It's about 3:15 a.m. I think I'll probably go for... I'll go to 4, I guess. Push this up there. I kind of want to get the logging out of the way and then some of that sand moved. Because once January comes, that means I've got January and February to get the rest of that taken care of. And then March, well, that's planting season, so I'm on a bit of a timetable. Push that back there. At least all the logs are going to be sent to the mill, so that's a really good thing. And they will be set up for processing, and they're sort of evenly distributed amongst my productions. Because I've got one truck doing the main mill, then I got one truck doing the mini mill, and then I got one truck doing the paper mill. Fill the front bunk, I guess. So I have a feeling this will not end up being a full truckload. So it won't be as heavy. Perfectly fine. And then we'll be done with logging for the season pretty much. And then most of the rest of the focus, like I said, will be dealing with aggregate and getting the rest of the field ready to go, or the orchard. And then I'll have to buy some orchard equipment. Once again, I'm dipping into like low money value here. I'm down to 13 mil. The other thing I need to do is I have to sell some stuff too, to be mindful of that. Quite a few things to do. Gonna move this back here. Knock that out like that. Hopefully I don't drop anymore. Can I put this? I'm gonna put this in the rear bunk, I think. Oh crap. Nope, 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 nope. I think I can probably do this right. See if that will just pop in there. Yep, it does. Perfect. So just the front bunk is going to be filled. That's it. And then we're done with logging, which was basically phase 1. And then now it's just basically the land prep, really. So there'll be a lot of terraforming involved. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Did I say you could fall out like that? I don't think so. Shame on you. I'm gonna straighten it out. I'm gonna just swing it back here and then re-pick it up in the middle. That way it's a little bit even. All right, there we go. And then we're gonna try to take care of all that sand fairly. Okay, that's good enough. And I honestly don't know how long this crane's gonna stay here. This whole pad might get moved. I'm gonna just take this to the mill. And we'll probably park it there because I don't see myself doing any more logging for a wee while. I mean, I will be chopping that down, but I have a feeling that's going to come next year. Or next game year, I mean. So just having the logging equipment sitting in here probably will just take up unnecessary space, though. It's a fairly long trailer. And then it'll free up this truck for something else. Probably use it for hauling something. I have a flat deck sitting somewhere. I don't know where I put it, though. I think it's connected to a truck already, though. We have a train coming. Yeah, like that truck there, I probably will end up replacing it with another one of these ones, maybe. What I think I might end up doing. And this is where I usually park most of my trailers. Just in, well, at least the ones that I use for logging. I usually drive up to about here. Just detach, and then I usually park this over here. So this is an upgrade to this. So this one I have a feeling I'm gonna sell. So mind you, this one has a oops, that's wrong. This one has a rear window. This one's the base game. Too bad. It's been one of my most used ones. But like I said, it's a good rear window where you can see the hookup, but it is much smaller compared to this one. So I consider this more of an upgrade because you can see there's not so much. The window doesn't have much of a lip, so it's a much larger window. So this gets it makes me happy. This one. So this one will probably get sold. And then over here, oh, I might replace this one. Yeah, have any backup. Yeah, see, I can't. Well, I can sort of look out the back. Oh no, this is just a sleeper cab. So, anyways, this one will probably get sold. I'll have to take a moment to address my truck situation. I have two trucks here? Nope, just one. Take this one. This one goes to the paper mill. This one's not half bad because it, even though I don't have a rear window, I do have some decent mirrors. I have a feeling that these are actually cameras. So mirrors that are connected to a camera. But it gives me enough to where I can actually use these mirrors to see where I need to reverse. While I still connected to a trailer. Yep. Okay, this is going to my paper mill. And when I want to reverse in cab, I need something that I can actually use visually so that I know that I'm reversing in the right way, right? If I'm in cab. How I look at it is I'm gonna actually load up this one. Get that onto the back somehow. Put it on the front bunk. Just restrap them. Yep, in there. And we have the train coming. I think I can get across the tracks before it tries to smack into me. Yep. This one is not as long as the other trailer, so you can get away with that. But the weight on the other trailer is so heavy, so. I think this might be full. I'm just gonna leave the trailer here because I'm pretty much done for the season, so might hook this up to this trailer here. There we go. So you can see I used that one mirror to sort of figure out how to get in here and do what I need to do. Fantastic. Leave that there. Now we need to get into the construction side of things. I need to get that whole area cleared out or start filling the dump truck. And get it used for backfilling. Next on the list. Where did I put the dump truck? It's over there. We need the wheel loader. So this gravel is going to put it back into the pile over there. I don't really want it in the middle of the road. A little bit. I think we're all cleaned up over here. Okay, we're gonna start moving the sand now. Go back here and just start taking this big giant actually, you know what? I'm probably going to fill up this aggregate bit first. This is stone over here, by the way. With the stone. Oh. I have another small pile here. That's all of it. And another load there too. Wonder if I can scoop that. I can probably scoop that with the excavator. That close enough? Oh no, no. Sort of it is, but oh, ah, crap. My bad. That a little bit. So like a one little bit over there. While I'm in this, I might as well clean this edge up because I don't really, when I start using the front end loader, I don't want it pushed into the pit or else it'll just make it a problem. We'll just make it a nice pile over here. I think I'll move that grappler out of the way too. You just moved the grappler up. Hey. Yeah, we're gonna swing back here. I'll fill this thing up. That's the next on my list. Gonna get rid of that boom. I've got a lot of booms. Oops, I just went over my irrigation ditch. Now I'm curious. I know I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm just curious. And that's where I get into trouble. Oh well. Create a new water plane. Edit mode. I define this as a. See how that works. And dark blue. River. Too dirty. So if I dig into that, what happens? Oh, I have water in there now. I have water. I've got a water plane now. Ah, that's not that bad. Look, I'm making ripples in the water. That's cool. So I just made myself an irrigation ditch now. Huh. Okay. That's not that bad. I created water, everybody. So I have a feeling what I'm going to end up doing is that I'm going to probably put an irrigation ditch along here. When I do buy that field, I'll probably put a bridge here. So probably on this side, I'm going to start maybe doing another ditch along here. And I'm going to use this bad boy to do it. Right? Right. Vermeer T755. Pipe trench. It's for pipes, but pipe trencher, but you can use it for this. So, and then I'll probably extend this all the way down here. This is freaking cool. Can I put plants in there? Oh, maybe I want some plants. Go into construction. Maybe I want like this is structures though. I want I'm in the wrong area. I'm getting too happy here. Oh, that's the wrong one too. Construction mode. We've got sculpting, we've got painting, land. I just want like not these types. I want like what's this? Whitetail weed. We got bunchberry. What a like cattails stuff. You have anything like that? Those are trees. That's painting. Oh, meadow. Those are all bushes. Oh, that's the wrong type of plant. I don't want that. Foliage mix. And some on this side. The green tall weed. A prairie blazing star. Rumic. I don't know what rumic is. No cattails. What's this? Bunchberry? Clover? Deer fern? We got dry branches. We've got forest grass mix. Rice long grain gecko. Salmonberry. Starflower. We got nuisance. Water mix. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. Water mix. Put it over here. I'm not sure how it's affected my water though. There, I got cattails, everybody. Okay, my water still here, or did it disappear? Nope, it's here. Fantastic. Okay, so I can make my own water ditch. I'm loving it. Okay, this is working great, and the water moves, everybody. Okay, at least I have a template of what I'm gonna work with. I got cattails in. Good. This obviously is probably gonna get extended this way, and then this is gonna get pushed back this way. Not entirely, because I'm probably gonna want field access. I'm probably gonna have it like starting from here, then going all the way down to here and around a little bit. Sort of how it's gonna work. This mountain's eventually gonna get terraformed out of here. So potentially the irrigation ditch might actually wrap around here. My railway system, I'm going to be putting irrigation ditches into. So, fantastic! I love it! I love you, Terrafarm people. I love you. That's all I'm going to say. This has made my day. Make everything wonderful. So, they're probably thinking I'm insane for the amount of enjoyment I got out of that. Oh, gosh. All right. Yeah, this is game changer, man. This is game changer. I can make water. I can make water. Meanwhile, someone that reads the Bible is going to say, well, Jesus made water into wine. So give it up. And I won't dismiss that. I will not dismiss that. All right. Yeah, I think that truck is full though. Empty it. Oh, actually, I can probably fit another scoop or two. Full. Okay, so make sure this is programmed properly. I think I'm going out the wrong way. I was supposed to go the other direction. Oh well. Bad. Yeah, I want to also put a irrigation ditch probably in the front too. And I'll probably put some irrigation ditches or ditches or something. Waterfall, I don't know. Now I'm just like it's gonna be crazy. This is where we're dumping here. I hope I have the right one selected. There we go. That's perfect. So yeah, somewhere up here I might put one. I don't know. The road will have to be redone too. A little bit. And then I still have all this logging equipment here. There's a bit of a problem. That was here. Oops. This up. Start filling this. Light, light, as we're going to be working dark a bit. I would probably that ditch isn't very deep, but all right. Uh, I think I can probably paint texture in there. I might change the texture to something else, like maybe an animal mud or whatnot, because I got plants in there. So when plants are in there, matter breaks down and becomes more muddier. That's what I thought. But overall, I think it's great. Yeah. So I guess this isn't a lot of material. Look at how much I've moved so far. Good. Quite the chore. Um, then I can start working on this side. Then I got all the berm in there to clear out, which will be important to do. But I full? Yeah, way too full. So this is usually the way I like to exit. Backing up. All right, let's in out here. Yeah, this is gonna come along nicely. I'm excited. Go empty this next. Firm's almost gone. Good. Then we'll have to start working here, clearing out all of this sand. Point. I might even do some more terraforming down at the farm too. Now that we have that, like, it would be kind of interesting to put irrigation ditches everywhere. Well, maybe not everywhere. I can do all sorts of things now. Make my own happy little digital world full of water. Where? Okay, let's turn this on. This is so awesome. All right. A bit of a hole there that I'll have to fill in, I guess. Get there. I go down this way. Maybe this was a bad idea. I got too much equipment in the way. I think I might move it. This area is going to have to be remapped, I think. I'll have to... I'm going to set that up now, actually. Go into here. I'm going to set up another work zone. I'll probably call it Mountain Decommission 1. Because I'm decommissioning the mountain. Why has it got a weird name that I really... better. Landscaping area. Create a new area. I'm going to call it... For now, I'm going to leave it as a polygon. And then I can easily slope it later. Because mainly I want to just get the material out of there. So the material, we're gonna set that to stone. And the texture for now will be probably stone or gravel. Discharge texture. Gravel. And then edit mode. So we can sort of I don't want it that high. Okay. And we can exit that. Let's do this. Okay, we're gonna I select an area. Let's do this. Not sure if I can get all of that out of there though. Yeah, it's working. And all I have to do is put this dump truck onto the same path as the other one. Work out fantastically. Like I'm digging down. Back work. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I probably should use the other one. Yeah, the polygon I don't think is ideal. So I'm gonna fix that. I don't like it because it's not maintaining the height that it should. It's like making it all over the place. I don't like that. There's no restriction on how deep it can go. Just delete that. I don't think I can do anything else. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna delete it and I'll use the trenching one. Because I seem to have more control over height and all of that with that one. So I will leave that alone. And we'll just create a new one. Pathway. It's going to need to be fairly wide, I guess. So we're going to put this at maybe about 50 or 100. Okay, material. Edit mode. Now to leave it at the same level, I put that too far. Hit delete. Yeah, I'll just start here, I guess. Um, Probably want it about at this height, really. showing. By that second. Like a really big. Is it? Some reason. Let's see what happens when I dump this. I do have to set this or lock it into the area. I think is this. Is it the ramp? No, it's this one. See how this works out. So this grade is a little higher. I am sort of going over this. Probably not perfect, but still work. Is raising it up a bit. The grade. Not as perfect as I had with the original survey. So I don't know. They have an update. Terraform. Go to the GitHub. There's an update 2 days ago. The says feature hotkey for toggling global area border visibility. Fix GUI issues. Text input not updating. And pressing escape. But linking. Missing GUI elements. Fix there shouldn't. Machine settings. Material settings. there's any discussions from the last few days about the PSV 2. Base game with no other anything more apart from this missing functionality. First, very helpful for precise terrain. Be great to see it return in system close with the from Poland. Hi there. You can find them in this document. New landscaping allows for even more precise terrain work with features regarding incomplete. How do you delete the terraform of the survey? This way, looking for people under. You can hide specific areas in the list menu with other global settings. Therefore, the surveyor was never meant as a permanent solution. Some users had issues with YouTube. The usability of it was severely lacking. The new landscaping area open for more features will be improved upon as time goes. Feedback. Standalone mod or from Peter J. With some functionality. Any decisions that very easy. So solution get it and you mention path art put it actual number for each point elevation. Mainly the Y position. I wanted a degree though. Need a slope degree of slope more than an XYZ. I don't know. I think it's gotten a little bit complicated. This is a bit of a mess. What that is. Probably gotta check to see if the mountain thing is. Maybe it's just not out yet. machines. People. I don't know. Something messed this up. Irritating. Like on again. I think this is remaining. The problem is this is on slope. So what if I just This one maintains, I think this one doesn't allow you to edit the individual poly stuff. So we're gonna delete this one, I think. Oh, click on it. Call it stream. Have a good night, everyone.